Good Wednesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside that weather window and another beautiful August day out there today. Weather window taking us up north to Lake Wenatchee, northwest I should say, and the beautiful Lake Wenatchee area. You can see Kaler Glen Golf Course at the bottom of your screen. Nice day to hit the links, a little bit warm though, with temperatures all around the area once again above normal, mainly into the lower 90s, and that's where we were today as well. But we are going to see some relief because a weak weather system moves through tonight, and that'll bring cooler temperatures into our area tomorrow, where we will drop down for high temperatures mainly into the mid 80s, and will stay that way as well on Thursday, Friday. Saturday will be cool, and then we'll begin to warm up once again as we get into Sunday. And by the time we get to Monday and Tuesday next week, we will be back into the 90s. There, Wenatchee's temperatures in red. So a big cool down coming up, and we'll talk much more weather coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. Chelan Fire and Rescue crews were able to get quick control over a fire Wednesday morning along Highway 97A north of Knaps Hill Tunnel. The Eastmont Parks Department says teens have been destroying playground equipment at Eastmont Community Park, and if it continues to be a problem, the playground will shut down. And it's official. With all ballots certified from the August 4th primary election, Jay Inslee won more votes in Chelan County than any other candidate for governor. But first, we begin tonight. Level 3 evacuation orders were issued last night in the Wannacut Lake area of Okanogan County as strong, unpredictable winds pushed a new wildfire in several directions. The Palmer fire was first reported south of Oroville just before 3 o'clock Tuesday afternoon, and an hour later, Level 2 evacuation orders were delivered door to door by Okanogan County Sheriff's deputies, Fish and Wildlife officers, and Border Patrol agents. By 8:50 p.m., the notices were raised to Level 3, get out now, for the area west of Wannacut Lake, including Wannacut Lake Road from Ellis Barnes Road in the north to Richards Road to the south. The State Department of Natural Resources has mobilized numerous air and ground crews to battle the fire. The number of acres burned thus far has not yet been determined, but smoke from that fire and one burning near Penticton, British Columbia, is visible in much of the Okanogan Valley. Also yesterday, Chelan Fire and Rescue crews were able to get quick control over a fire burning Tuesday morning along Highway 97A north of Knaps Hill Tunnel. The fire was first reported just before 7:30 a.m., and crews were mopping up by 10 a.m. The fire is estimated to have burned 3 to 4 acres of brush near Downey Canyon Road. A call for air support on the fire was canceled as ground crews limited that spread. Meanwhile, the Eastmont Parks Department says teens have been destroying playground equipment at Eastmont Community Park, and if it continues to be a problem, the playground will be shut down. The department says it can't afford to keep replacing the vandalized equipment. According to the Parks Department, the vandalism is not gang-related, but teen kids being destructive. The department also says video footage shows parents moving cones and putting their kids on broken equipment. Well, it's official. With all ballots certified from the August 4th primary election, Jay Inslee won more votes in Chelan County than any other candidate for governor. Local election officials certified their totals yesterday. The Democratic incumbent won more than 9,600 votes compared to 8,880 for his nearest Republican challenger, Lauren Culp. It's a surprise outcome in a county that's historically leaned Republican, but keep in mind this year's primary ballot was split among Inslee, Culp, and 34 other candidates for governor. Culp easily won majorities in neighboring Douglas, Grant, and Okanogan counties, but statewide, Inslee won just over 50% of the 2.5 million votes cast, compared to Culp's 17%. Coming up next, applications are open for about $1.2 million in COVID-19 assistance to keep Chelan and Douglas County renters in their homes. A local Facebook Live program put together by 2 community advocates offers COVID-19 advice in Spanish 3 times a week. Conflicting orders from the U.S. Postal Service and a lawsuit by the state of Washington have Wenatchee's Postal Center staying status quo for now. And Washington lost one of its political giants today as Slade Gordon died this morning in Seattle. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
I have fiber at home because it allows me to do a great job in my profession. It allows me to learn things that I need to learn at home. It allows my kids to hopefully one day be able to be educated because of what they learned online and what they learned from their teachers. And it allows us to have fun too as a family. And we're able to do a lot of things because of fiber internet. I'm Rudy, and my family learns with fiber.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
Introducing the most capable Sierra lineup ever.
Welcome back. In another news, applications are open for about $1.2 million in COVID-19 assistance to keep Chelan and Douglas County renters in their homes. The Community Action Council is administrating the grant, which uses funds from the Federal CARES Act to pay up to 3 months of rent for eligible applicants. If you're facing an eviction which could leave you without a home, contact Chelan Douglas Community Action at 662-6156 or visit cdcac.org. The Rental Assistance Fund must be entirely spent by December 31st. Well, if you have a Spanish-speaking friend who needs resources on COVID-19, you could point them to a local Facebook Live program called Un Buen Consejo. That means word of wisdom. The program goes live about 6:45 p.m. on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, hosted by community advocates Jorge and Alma Chacon. Each night, the couple interview a different local expert on how the coronavirus spreads and how it's affecting the Wenatchee Valley. You can find their past and upcoming videos group on the Facebook group Un Buen Consejo NW. Well, in other news, conflicting orders from the U.S. Postal Service and a lawsuit by the state of Washington have Wenatchee's Postal Center staying status quo for now. Mail sorting machinery at the Wenatchee office was scheduled to shut down as part of sweeping changes in the nation's postal delivery, and local Wenatchee mail would be sorted in Spokane. On Tuesday, Postmaster Louis DeJoy said he'd suspend those changes in 3 Washington postal centers, including Wenatchee, where were ordered to reconnect their sorting machines. Attorney General Bob Ferguson launched a multi-state lawsuit against the postal changes on Monday. He called the decision, quote, a positive result. Well, Washington lost one of its political giants today. Slade Gordon died this morning in Seattle. He was the last Republican to serve as the state's U.S. Senator until his loss to Maria Cantwell in 2000. Before that, he served as state attorney general and majority leader in the state House of Representatives. He was a key supporter of the Seattle Mariners, and 2 lawsuits he filed as attorney general helped keep the major league team from being moved out of Seattle. Slade Gordon was 92. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
Hi, this is Brian Snyder with Black Rock Asphalt Services here in Wenatchee, your local Black Rock Seal Coat company. Have you looked at your driveway or parking lot lately? Is it gray and oxidized? Does it have cracks that have not been taken care of? Or do you have striping that is pretty much non-existent? Please give us a call locally here, 509-665-9769. Learn more at blackrockasphaltsealcoating.com.
You want to help others. You need a solid career. You can have both with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, stop by our campus at 595 Grant Road across from Safeway or visit chartercollege.edu.
Don't worry, all the fun is around the corner. There's no better time to get ready than now with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa Sale. Stock Up and Save sale is now going on in-store and online at bluelagoonpoolandspa.com. Even pool heaters are on sale. Financing available upon approval. Credit 24-month, no interest with equal payments. Stop by today or order online at bluelagoonpoolandspa.com. Free water testing available in-store or curbside. Don't wait, the sale is going on now.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. In the battle against COVID-19, local health officials say facial masks remain the most effective tool we have. In tonight's feature story, Dr. Malcolm Butler, health officer for the Chelan-Douglas Health District, says public compliance with local mask regulations in stores and businesses has overall been good. But on the weekends, it's a different story. Butler explained to the local Board of Health this week.
So I'm proud of the amount of masking we're doing, and here's the problem. These are the places where masks are not helping, and masks are not helping in those places because masks are not being worn. And there's a coworker of mine who works at the health district whose mother works at a Hispanic butcher shop, and her mom has shared that, in fact, the sale of meat on the weekends has gone through the roof recently. And whereas people maybe used to buy 10 pounds of meat for their barbecues, now they're buying 50 pounds of meat. And I think it's fascinating. Maybe it's because we can't go out to restaurants together. Maybe it's because we can't do other things together. So we're all getting together at each other's houses or at the beach or at the park to have barbecues together. And this appears to be where the majority of transmission is happening. So I guess my recommendation is if you find yourself buying enough food for a dozen people, you're probably buying too much food. And it's these things, unfortunately, that are keeping our schools closed right now. I think we've each got to take a lot of personal responsibility that if we're going to be out at barbecues with our friends, we got to wear our masks because they work.
Time now for a check of your north central Washington weather forecast as we get through the middle of the week and head towards the weekend. Let's first take a look outside our weather window at beautiful Lake Wenatchee. Camera quivering out there a little bit, some wind around the area today, but just a beautiful day. Here's Kaler Glen Golf Course, a great day to be out there. It was still a warm one. Remember, normal highs 86. We got into the 90s once again today. In fact, unofficial high at Pangbourne Airport in East Wenatchee, 93. 7 degrees above where we should be for this time of year at 86, but that 93, that's quite a bit cooler than we've seen the last 3 days, that's for sure. 68, our overnight low this morning, and 60 is where we should be. 103, that was our record high way back in 1967. 48, our record low in 1973. The sun will set our sunrise this morning, I should say, was 6:03, and the sun will set tonight at 8:04. Let's take a peek now at how the end of the week is kind of shaping up for for our Thursday. And one thing you'll notice, much cooler temperatures. Not a 90-degree reading on our map. Moses Lake 88, Ephrata 87. We'll see 86 in Quincy and in Wenatchee. Leavenworth about 83. Beautiful day to head up to Lake Wenatchee. We just showed you that at about 80 for a high tomorrow. One of the warmer spots, Omak, once again tomorrow at 87 degrees. Let's get into tonight. We have a weather pattern change to tell you about. It will begin tonight with mostly cloudy skies, and it's all from this area of low pressure and the associated front along with that. That will begin to slide through, and you can see some rain shower activity will begin tonight in the western part of the state. Not so much for us tonight, but as we get into tomorrow morning, some of that will move into our area. So we have about a 20% chance. Folks, these are going to be widely scattered sprinkles in the morning. We will turn partly cloudy by afternoon. One thing you will notice, much cooler temperatures for tomorrow as well. Partly cloudy and a 30% chance of showers then on Friday. Things will redevelop as the day goes on, and cooler too. High temperatures on Friday only into the mid-80s, so about where we should be for this time of year as we get into the end of the week. As we kick off the weekend, once again, a normal day as far as temperatures go. Once again in the mid-80s. Sunny skies and dry. I'll tell you, Saturday and Sunday look just beautiful this weekend. Here we go into Sunday with sunny skies. We will see a slight warming trend beginning on Sunday. Instead of mid-80s, we're going to be talking upper 80s to about 90 degrees for almost all of central and eastern Washington. And we're going to stay there as we get into Monday and for Tuesday. But on Monday, it could be a little bit breezy. We are seeing the tightening of those isobaric pressure lines, and we could see a little bit of wind on Monday, but it will be warm with temperatures in the low 90s on Monday. We'll cool back to about 90 as we get into our Tuesday forecast with lots of sunshine and light winds. It should be a beautiful stretch of weather once we get into the upcoming weekend. Let's take a look now at your Patriot Plumbing, Heating and Cooling 7-day forecast. Sunny and still hot today. Didn't quite make 94, but we made 93. 86 tomorrow, 86 once again on Friday. Remember, morning sprinkles tomorrow and then afternoon showers on Friday. 85. It should be a beautiful day on Saturday, and then that slight warm up begins. Sunday, sunny and 89, 90 degrees as we get into Monday with a little bit of breezy conditions, and then right about upper 80s for Tuesday with once again lots of sunshine. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Doghouse Motorsports just won Best Motorsports Store for the 6th year in a row. Is it the great facility? Is it the fantastic products? Or is it?
I'm Bobby.
And I'm Tamer.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Glenn.
Hi, I'm Todd.
I'm Jeff.
And this is the Doghouse Service Team.
Hi, I'm Dee.
And I'm Dwayne.
And I'm Kathy.
Come on in and experience the Doghouse.
Are you in the Doghouse?
Join NCWLIFE Channel for another night at the races, Saturday at Wenatchee Valley's Super Oval. We're bringing you live coverage of Johnson Electric Night. Featured racing includes the Economy Midgets Northwest Focus Midget Series, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning Thunder Cars, Plum Perfect Roadrunners, Holidays Custom Muffler B-Mods, and the Northwest Pro 4 trucks. Join us Saturday at 6 for all the action live on NCWLIFE Channel, your local TV station.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE Channel.
And a happy Thursday to you. The biggest battle in Seahawks training camp is on the offensive line. Dwayne Brown is a lock at left tackle, and Mike Upati is the clubhouse leader at left guard, but everything else is wide open. Behind Brown at tackle, you've got Jamarco Jones, Brandon Shell, and Cedric Oboihi. Then there's Jordan Simmons, Damian Lewis, and Phil Haynes at guard. And Coach Pete Carroll says the battle at center will be a good one between Ethan Posick, B.J. Finney, and Kyle Fuller.
can see that we have really good depth in terms of the competition, the guard spots in particular. Cedric gives us a really classy tackle in the rotation as well. Brandon Shell has made a really good first impression as the right tackle. He's exactly what we were hoping he would be. I probably got to tell you that I'm surprised, even though we heard so many good things about Damian Lewis and how he would be able to handle this stuff right out of the chutes. He has, so he's right in the middle of competition to be a starter, and he's got good guys pushing him. And Jordan Simmons and Philip Haynes, those guys are formidable guys. Also, we see Jamarco Jones, who's really given us a guy that can play in a lot of spots. He's really can play 4 spots on the line, and he's a good football player for us. He played very well last year in some tough games, and also we've got good quality depth, and I can't tell you what the story's going to be. You know, the center spot with Posick and you'll see Kyle Fuller as well as BJ. It's going to be a wide open competition. We're going to let those guys go. So I'll try to settle this sooner than later for the continuity purposes, and there's the center spot is rotating right now as a starter, and so you'll see as we go through this that it's going to be open, though, and could make football better, as good as it gets.
Now on the other side of the football, Shaquille Griffin is coming up on his 4th season with the Seahawks at quarterback. He says he has really worked on a particular element of his game to improve upon this season.
Like I said, last year I came in with more confidence. I enjoy actually being out there, and the main thing was before that, I was getting too concerned about stats and where I was going to be or what I wanted to accomplish instead of, being more focused on how to help this team win, how to get to the playoffs, how to get to the Super Bowl, how to just win, be selfless. I feel like that's the mindset I changed, and going into this year, I kept that same mindset. Focus on my weaknesses going into this year, so I can, like I said, I can find any way to help this team win, because I feel like we have everything. Literally, we have everything that we could possibly want, on the team to be able to get to where we want to be at, and that's that Super Bowl and bringing it back home. So my main mindset is right now just focus on this team, finding ways to win, and just getting better at all my weaknesses so I don't have to focus on them going through the season.
Griffin is in the final year of his rookie contract. He says he's not worrying about what may or may not happen, but he wants everyone to know he loves being in Seattle.
The main thing is that the coaches, the organization, they know I love it here. I feel like that's very noticeable. I would love to be here, as long as I can, if not forever. But at the end of the day, like I said, they're going to work itself out. The only thing I can focus on is the next day, the next play. So and that's helping my team win. I've never really been big on, the contract and things like that, because it's always going to play itself out. Whatever's going to be ready for me is going to be there. So right now I'm just focused on the things I can focus on. So, and I feel like that's the best way to keep your mind focused, because when you get to, I've seen a lot of players get too caught up in, okay, I want to get paid a lot. And they don't play the same. It's not about that. You ain't start playing this game for the money. You play it because you love it. So my main focus on is playing this game. The same reason why I started. I love this game so much. It's the reason why I play it, and I love winning. So that's my main focus, and the contract gonna play itself out, and hopefully I'm still here, and we'll see how that goes.
Now, in other Seahawks news, Seattle added some help on both sides of the football yesterday. They claimed quarterback Danny Etling off of waivers from Atlanta. Etling was a 7th-round draft pick by the Patriots in 2018, spending his rookie season on New England's practice squad. Seahawks also signed free agent defensive tackle P.J. Johnson. After being drafted in the 7th round by the Lions a year ago, Detroit cut him. Johnson most recently was on the Chargers practice squad. Well, despite a career-best 9 strikeout performance by Marco Gonzalez, Mariners fell to the Dodgers 2-1 last night. Marco lasted 7 innings, allowed 1 run on 6 hits while striking out 9 and not allowing a walk. Manager Scott Servais said he couldn't ask for more from his #1 pitcher.
I've been thinking as I'm watching the game today, I don't think you could draw it up any better as far as like what you're looking for young pitchers to emulate. And what Marco Gonzalez does in his preparation, his execution, his competitiveness. Can't say enough about the job that he did today and continues to do. So, unfortunately, it was one of those pitchers duel back and forth. We had a couple chances. Guys in scoring position, we didn't get the big hit, but a lot of really good plays defensively, of course. Kyle Lewis, great play in the outfield. JP, again, turns a big double play in the 7th inning. But again, it was going to come down to the one big hit late. And they got it. They found a hole, and we did not find the hole.
Seattle returns home to host the Dodgers tonight. Taijuan Walker facing Julio Urias at T-Mobile Park. Also in the American League West last night, as we checked the Les Schwab scoreboard, it took 11 innings, but Miles Straw's RBI single gave Houston a walk-off 2-1 win over Colorado. Will Myers hit a grand slam of the first inning for San Diego. Padres held on to beat Texas 6-4. Pablo Sandoval was 2 for 4 with a home run and drove in 3 to lead San Francisco past the Angels 8-2. Luke Weaver and 2 relievers combined to strike out 13 as Arizona held Oakland in check 10-1. With everybody in the AL West losing besides Houston, the Astros were the only team to gain ground on the A's, now trailed by just 2.5 games. Well, the largest field of Thunder cars or hobby stocks is expected this year at Wenatchee Valley Super Oval coming up this weekend. So far, 19 drivers and crews have signed up to race in the Hobby Stock Challenge Saturday, presented by Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning. Wenatchee Valley Super Oval track manager Jeremy Anders is expecting more to sign up daily as we get closer to the weekend. Anders says there will be a practice on Friday afternoon at the quarter-mile track at Fancher Heights. The oval will be hot from 5 to 8 p.m. Saturday's action gets underway at 2:30 as practice begins. Qualifying gets underway at 5, and the order of the night will be the Pro 4 trucks' first 25 laps, the Roadrunners, Northwest Focus Midgets, the B-Mods, and then the Pro 4 trucks' second 25 laps. The 50-lap Thunder Car Main will be at our final event of the night. We'll begin our coverage at 6 Saturday on the NCWLIFE channel. Thunder Car single qualifying runs will start us. The heat races will follow with each 8 laps, and then the main events, you can watch it here on NCWLIFE at Local Tel Channel 12, Charter 19, Northland 97, online at ncwlife.com or on our Facebook page. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Grandstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. And as we leave you tonight, today marks 5 years since one of the worst firefighting tragedies in north central Washington. On August 19, 2015, 3 Forest Service firefighters died and another was severely injured after being trapped in their initial attack on the Twisp River fire. Killed were Richard Wheeler, Andrew Zajac, and Tom Bazuski. Daniel Lyon Jr. suffered severe burns and was the only surviving member of the 4-person crew. 2 Department of Natural Resources firefighters also were trapped in the fire and escaped with minor injuries. Numerous other firefighters also were briefly entrapped but escaped without injury. Daniel Lyon, pictured here, later sued 2 electric utilities for not properly maintaining trees that were set ablaze by its power lines and ignited the fire. His lawsuit was settled last January for $5 million. On a lighter note, now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. Tomorrow morning on a Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, my guest will be Dr. Paul Gordon, the superintendent of the Wenatchee School District. He paid us a visit a couple of weeks ago to talk about how they're going to ramp up and get ready for the upcoming school year with some virtual classes. As we all know by now, that's simply the way to go until we can get those numbers down. But they've tweaked it a little bit. They've made some changes to the upcoming school year for the Wenatchee School District, and Paul Gordon will talk about that on tomorrow's edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, plus weather, news, sports, and everything you need to start your day. We are going to be live and local right here at 7 a.m. on Thursday morning. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Dan. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around north central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.
Earthwise Pet, we take an all-natural approach to wellness and nutrition. Our professional certified groomers were trained by the best in the Pacific Northwest. Our staff here at Earthwise Pet are all certified in pet nutrition. We are here to help you select the perfect food, supplement, and anything else you may need to make sure your pet is living its best and most healthy life. Earthwise Pet, Nutrition Center and Wellness Spa. Online or in the store, we are here for you.
Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue.
Currently, Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is open for dine-in and take-out. Owner Justin Hefner and his staff are just as excited as you to get back to their regularly scheduled full menu, music, and poker. So stay tuned. Meanwhile, Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is serving a limited menu for lunch and dinner, dine-in or take-out.
Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.
For all the latest news in North Central Washington, go to NCWLIFE.com or find us on Facebook. Got a news tip? Email us.